Hey guys, what's up? Scott Lennox here, Fishing OC, Hooked on OC, coming at you from the back deck here in Ocean Pines, Maryland for another back deck fishing report. Thank you guys for responding so well. We're having a great time doing this, bringing you all the up-to-date fishing information away from our daily angle fishing report at fishingoc.com. This is an opportunity for us to put some photos in there and tell you about what's going on, who's caught what over the past week, and then also tell you about what's coming up for the following week, tournament-wise, and that sort of thing. So let's get right into it. Some of you may know that I mentioned last week I was heading to Massachusetts with Captain Kevin Twilley and the gang, doing some of that jumbo flounder fishing up there, and it was an absolute blast, man. That is a different kind of fishing up there. We fished with Captain Gordy 2 days in a row. We fished Friday and Saturday. Friday was the better day of the two. We caught a limit of fish. Up there it's 5 fish per person. We were throwing 22-inch fish back. It was ridiculous. They had told me about it, but I hadn't seen it in person, but it was absolutely phenomenal fishing. Open sand bottom, no snags and all that sort of thing, and then jumbo flounder jumping on. It was pretty awesome. Our biggest fish of the week were 8 pounds, 8.5 pounds, 9 pounds, 9.5 pounds, 10 pounds, and just under 11 pounds. And all those fish were caught on the first day. We caught a couple more 9-pounders the next day, but it was an absolutely phenomenal trip. But now I'm back into the grind. Tournament season is kicking off. We had a couple of tournaments this past weekend and more coming up, so we're going to be here in Ocean City for the rest of the season. Might sneak away for a little getaway trip fishing-wise for a day or so, but other than that, it's season time, so we're into it. Last week, the Tunas and Tiaras was held at the Ocean City Fishing Center. Great event. They paid out about 80 grand. Had 33 boats, I think it was. And here's how that broke down. Heaviest mahi prize went to the Titan Up. The heaviest stringer was actually a tie, split between two boats, the Espadon and the Lucky Duck. They both won a couple of $1,000. And then in the heaviest tuna category, what it's all about, third place was On the Hunt. Second place went to the Bill Fisher and Captain John Duffy and crew. And first place went to the Game Changer, nice 54-pound yellowfin. Won those ladies and crew about $23,000. That was a pretty awesome event. Congratulations to Pam and Rod Taylor on putting on a great event. Also had the Fish and Paddle Saltwater Slam last weekend. That was a really cool event, and they broke a record in that tournament with payouts and participation, also with the biggest fish we'll get to in just a second. Third place went to Daniel San. He won $1,000. Second place, Brian Scarley, won $2,000. And in first place, John Farrell Stackhouse won $5,700, and he deserved it because he caught himself a 46.25 pound cobia from a kayak. That had to be something. He was in the ocean on one of the inshore lumps and landed a humongous cobia. Cobia have to be 40 inches to even keep them. A fish of 46.25 pounds, that's an absolute slob. Congratulations to John, and congratulations to Brian Roberts for putting on a great tournament. That tournament's growing every single year. Don't have many pictures from the Ocean City Marlin Club's small boat tournament, but that was another great event. Several $1,000s paid out. 50 boats in total participated for that event. Bad news, and I'll mention it right now. This weekend, the Ocean City Marlin Club Canyon Kickoff has been canceled. Lack of participation, a little bit of weather today and tomorrow. So because of that, there weren't enough boats to justify the tournament and the awards banquet and all the expense they've got to put into it. So the Canyon Kickoff tournament is canceled with the Ocean City Marlin Club. That leaves us with the weekend off. Dave Messick, what are you going to do, bro? What are you going to do? Do some stuff with the family. Have a great 4th of July. Offshore tuna fishing a little bit slow the past week, guys. There were some days where it was kind of hit or miss. If you found the fish, you could catch a bunch of them in short time, but that was when it was not the weekend and it was not super flat calm. A little bit of chop to the water, not a ton of boats. That's what you're going to have your best luck catching these tunas. So if you're interested in booking a charter, you're going to want to go during the week. And if there's a little bit of chop on the water, boats can handle that kind of stuff, but the tuna fish really respond well to that. They do not respond well to a million boats and flat, calm sea conditions. So this past weekend was a little bit tough. And the fish in the Tuna and Tiaras tournament, the stringers were only 2 fish. 2-3 fish is not much of a stringer. Hopefully the fish show back up for next weekend's Ocean City Tuna Tournament. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But when you could find the fish, he got on them pretty good. Captain Marcus on the Marlin had a day where he had 13 on board. Captain Chris Little on Talking Trash had a day where he had 12 on board. Just yesterday, Captain Chris Watkowski on the Spring Mix 2, he had 10. And then last weekend, the Big Stick, a private boat out of the Sunset Marina, had 12. But most of the time, it's troll around for a little bit, not get any bites, and then switch over to bottom fishing. Just the other day, the Boss Hog did exactly that. They deep dropped, caught a swordfish, had another bite that they didn't come tight on, and then they also dropped down, caught a bunch of golden tilefish. That's a real day saver when it comes to that offshore fishing. Captain Willie on the Rochambeau did the same thing, trolled around for a little while, released a white marlin, gave up on that when the tuna bites didn't show up, and then he dropped down, caught a bunch of blue line tilefish and a bunch of golden tilefish. Marlin fishing is picking back up a little bit, catching it, release a white marlin here, a white marlin there, a blue marlin here, a blue marlin there, not a ton, but the water does seem to be warming up. The Real One at a Sunset Marina, they caught a 340-pound blue marlin just the other day. They killed that fish and brought it back to the marina. And the first wahoo of the season that I've seen, first of the season I believe, was caught by Captain Chase Eberly on Chasing Tides. He was out there trolling around and caught a big wahoo, 80-pound fish. Impressive wahoo for the first one of the season. Ocean bottom fishing for the party boats and head boats is okay. Still catching some sea bass, not a lot. If you catch a limit, you really did something. 15 fish at 13 inches is an impressive feat to pull off right now. Here's the difference between some regulations. While we were in Massachusetts, I asked Captain Gordy what the regulations were up there. They're allowed 4 fish at 16 inches or bigger. So don't be complaining about a 13-inch fish and 15 per person down here in Maryland. Up in Massachusetts, that's ridiculous, the regulations that they've been hit with up there, and that is not even fair, if you ask me. It's another totally different story. But it's pretty big right now. There's less sea bass around, but the fish are a little bit bigger, catching fish up to 4.5 pounds. And the good news is there's more and more flounder showing up. And also seeing a bunch of cutlass fish or ribbon fish. Real long, silvery fish, got a real gnarly mouth. Here's a cool picture of what the teeth look like. If you guys are out there and you're fishing on your own, you don't have a mate on board, experienced person, stay away from the business end of a cutlass fish. They will really do some damage to your gear and your fingers. They're very aggressive. They can turn around and bite their tail. They're so flexible, so be very careful when you're handling cutlass fish. But they are very, very good to eat, so don't be afraid to kill them. There's no limit, size limit, or creel limit on them. So you can kill them, get a fillet off that, cut it into pieces like that big, have some fillet of fish sandwiches. You'll really enjoy them. And then a really strange but cool catch on the Judith M this past week, Sarah Alez. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. She caught a huge sheepshead, 8.9 pound sheepshead on the Judith M. Congratulations to the crew to Judith M and Sarah on that catch. Back in the bay, flounder fishing is pretty good. You gotta fish on the high tide though, man. We went fishing the other day. We'll show you a picture here in just a second. We switched tactics, but we were fishing on the wrong tide. It was the beginning of the incoming tide. The water was filthy, dirty brown, doo-doo brown water, and we caught nothing. But I got a report later on that afternoon that Mitch Pruitt of Snow Hill was fishing with my buddy Mike G from Poncho and Lefties. They had 3 keepers in the East Channel on live bunker. First bunker of the season are showing up. So that East Channel bite's going to get really good, deeper water. That's a little bit cooler on the bottom. You're going to start using live bunker, live spot, live mullet, and that sort of thing. You'll have better luck with the bigger fish. But you got to fish on the clean water right now, and that is at the top of the high tide, first part of the outgoing tide. So pay attention to when those tides are. And then Camden Mintz, I got a real cool picture. Camden Mintz, young angler, he caught his first flounder ever on one of our deadly doubles, so that was really, really cool. And then rock fishing is what a lot of us have been switching over to when the flounder fishing hasn't picked up yet. So dirty water doesn't seem to matter quite as much when you're fishing for those rockfish. People are using thingamajigs, which we have back in stock, and Roy rigs, which we also have in stock on the website. Check the local tackle shops too, but both of those are back in stock. You're going to catch a little bit smaller fish on those, but you'll catch more of them. What you're going to catch bigger fish on is the stretch lures. You're going to use like a stretch 15, stretch 20. Those are those diving swim baits that get down there. My buddy Dan Hackett and I went out after we flounder fished for a little while. We didn't think we were going to catch much at all. And it was the maiden voyage with my new trolling motor from Midshore Electronics. Big thanks to Tyler and the guys over there at Midshore Electronics for hooking us up with this trolling motor. It is a true game changer. Dan and I went down there, dropped down those stretch lures like Big Bird Cropper taught us to do, and do that dredging technique. And we dredged up a couple of really nice fish, 33 inches and 34 3/4 inches, big fat rockfish. Mom got a little bit of that to take home, and I'm having some of that tonight. So it was a really great catch. Brian Minty and Gary Finch fished the day before us. Brian's from Sunset Provisions, and they caught fish of 30 and 32 inches. So that's been real productive down there. Big Bird Cropper and Sean Flaherty, they were right next to us that same evening, and they caught a limit of bluefish and rockfish doing the same techniques. The only problem that you'll run into at the Route 50 bridge is the amount of space, because there's only so much space you can fish in. Once those piling sets get used up, if it's crowded down there, might have to find something else to do if there's people already in there anchored up or spot locked in the places. Ocean City Tuna Tournament is coming up next weekend, July 8th, 9th, and 10th are the fishing days. Sign up is July 7th on Thursday evening. It is the 35th annual event. It is a really, really great event. Last year they paid out over $1 million in prizes. Huge tuna tournament. I expect if the weather's good, they're going to have a great turnout for the tuna tournament. They're going to have a great turnout for the tuna tournament. Fish 2 of 3 days, categories for heaviest tuna, obviously, stringer, heaviest stringer, mahi category, and like I said, they paid out over $1 million last year. It's a really great event underneath the big tent, food and entertainment on Sunday with the awards. It's a great time, and we'll see you over there. We'll be bringing you the live stream right there at the docks. I'll be up top on the deck at Mickey Finn's running the board. Guys will be down there seeing all the fish come in. You're going to be able to watch that at octunatournament.com. So head over there to watch the live event. And we've got a bunch more live events coming up with the Big Fish Classic, the White Marlin Open, the Mid-Atlantic. Season is just getting started, folks. And don't forget this Monday, the 4th of July, the Mid-Atlantic Cup Blue Marlin Tournament is going on. This is a one-day, one fish, one winner Blue Marlin Tournament event. It's got 4 ports you can weigh in. You can weigh in Manasquan Inlet, New Jersey, Cape May, New Jersey, Ocean City, Maryland, or Virginia Beach. One day only for the biggest Blue Marlin, winner take all. And the great thing about it is they're already starting off with $32,000 from last year's tournament that didn't get won. So go to southjerseytournaments.com/Mid-Atlantic-Cup for more information on that. Pretty sure it's not too late to sign up. FishingOC.com for my nightly fishing report. We've got new gear on the site. All right, a couple new hats available at FishingOC.com. As always, we support the blue. Got our Back to Blue hat from Billfish Gear here available on the site. And we've got our Back to Blue Fishing OC apparel in long sleeve, white and black on the site as well, along with all of our rigs for flounder fishing and the like. Hope you're enjoying it. If you are, please hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Any questions, drop those down in the comments. Make sure you like our social media. It's Fishing OC on Facebook, iFishingOC on Instagram. We will check you out here every single week for the Back Deck Fishing Report. Hope you're enjoying it. Lennox.